Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to our Arabic class. We are doing the Medina Arabic course book 1, and we are still busy with lesson number 13. Even though this is our 41st lesson of this book, we are on page 74, moving into section B. So let us begin. Bismillah walhamdulillahi wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. As you may remember, the subject of this topic or of this class is that of plurals. So we did some of the masculine plurals last time, and tonight inshallah ta'ala we are dealing now with the feminine plurals. It's our first time that we are touching upon the issue of feminine plurals. So in fact, a lot of feminine things for the first time we are touching on. So let's see how it goes. Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. Section Ba. Man ha'ula il fatayatu ya Maryamu. Man ha'ulai. Now you know we did hadha and dhalika. Hadha, which is something near, dhalika, which is something which is at the distance. And we did those sort of things where there is hadha, masculine, hadhihi, dhalika, and tilka. So masculine, feminine. However, if you remember, we did ha'ulai, man ha'ulai rijalu in our previous classes. Man ha'ulai rijalu. Who are these men? So when it comes to plural, the plural form ha'ula is used both for masculine and for feminine. So singulars will follow genders, but plural has one singular form. So ha'ula'i, whether you're speaking about men or whether you're speaking about women, it will be the same. So man ha'ula'il fatayatu. Remember we did the word fityatun, or at least fatatu, Fata, masculine, fityatun, masculine, plural. Then we did fatatu, which is one young girl, and then fatayatu, that's the plural form. So fatatu, fatayatu. The feminine forms are a bit easier than the masculine forms, but you'll see as we go. So if you can picture the word fatatu that we did before, and if you have been following the lessons the way you should have, having a notebook wherein you write down your words, then it would have been a simple matter of opening your vocab book and look for the word fatatu, and you'd have it there in front of you. So if you see the word fatatu in front of you, then you see fatatu, fatayatu. That's all that's changing. Fatatu, fata. Yato. So the only thing which is basically changing, the round ta has become a big ta, and the ya has been added as an addition. So, or at least I should say it's part of the form. But instead of a word like this, let's move on and you see. So, man ha'ula il fatayatu ya Maryamu. Who are these young girls, O Maryam? As you know, female names at no point ever has tanween, but also the ya, the harf nida as it's called, this ya, it prevents the word from having a tanween. So ya Khalidu, ya Muhammadu, etc., as we had done before. So we did the next, the reply at least from Maryam is hunna zamilati, hunna zamilati. So hunna is the pronoun we did in the Arabic pronouns book. We did all 14 pronouns and possessive pronouns. So, huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna, third person, plural feminine. That's what it is. Hunna, they, those women, plural form. So it is something we have done, but for the first time it's coming actually into practice, practical things in the book itself. So hunna is plural feminine third person, all those women, they. Who are they? Zamilati, zamilatun, zamilatun. Zamilatun is the singular form, which is zamilun, masculine, my colleague, zamilatun, a feminine colleague. So zumala'u, and here's the difference. So for the masculine form, zamilun becomes zumala'u, but the feminine does not become zumala'atu, for example. It becomes zamilatun, zamilatun. The feminine form, plural, is, like I say, it's a lot easier than the masculine ones, but look from the words that will be used here, and then I'll give summary when we complete. So zamilatun, but because of the ya of possession, is meaning my female colleagues. So, or at least they are my colleagues who are female. So hun zamilatun yi becomes zamilati, because hunna zamilatun, for example. But because you are saying they are my colleagues, so hunna zamilati, they are my colleagues. Then the next one, a'akhawatun, hunna, are they sisters? Are they sisters? Alif is the first one. The Hamza istifhamiya or Alif istifham, whichever way you want to call him, the meaning is, or at least because it's plural, we say hunna, they. Remember, we just did hunna now, and we did ukhtun, akhawatun. So akhun, ikhwatun, ukhtun, akhawatun. It's necessary, like I say, have your vocab book, write these things down. People always tend to take it for granted. Oh, I'll remember it. Oh, why are you making a big deal about it? This is the basis of your language. You never, ever, ever know a language if you don't know your vocab, because you want to ask, what's the time? If you don't know what is what or time, how are you going to even make one sentence to try and speak and ask what's your name? So writing the vocab down is imperative. Also, the reason why I keep saying write it down is because in different parts of the world, there are different ways of learning. And in some parts of the world, they teach you through muscle memory. So you write it over and over and over and over and over, and it sticks in your mind and you don't forget it. So part and parcel of learning your Arabic is to write the words. Because besides that, if you're learning a language, you need to be able to also write the language. No point saying, I know the language, I can speak the language, but I'm illiterate, I can't write it. Then you don't really know the language. So everything goes hand in hand with the other. So when I say write it down, have a notebook and things, it's because it follows part of the process which it culminates at the end of the day in you being able to be fluent in Arabic. But if you're going to cut corners and be nonchalant about things, then at the end of the day, maybe you'll understand. You won't be able to speak, you won't be able to read. Okay, maybe you can read, but you won't be able to write, and this and this. And then you now you must go and learn again for something which could have been part and parcel of the same package. So that is why when I give certain suggestions of what should be done, is because, we've been down that road, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. So that's why write it, it will help you in the long run. Any case, so are they sisters? And the reply given is Na'am hunna akhawatun. Yes, they are sisters. They are sisters. Akhawatun, akhawatun. Hunna. So 1, 2, 3. In these few sentences, we would have been saying Hadi Zamilati, here Ukhti, and etc., like we did in the previous form of the singulars. So here, if you are able to switch from a singular form to a plural form, then it follows the same principle. Nothing is new, nothing is difficult. You just gotta follow the pattern. Certain things, yes, the way it changes is a little bit tricky, like especially with the masculine forms, but you get the hang of it. That's why I say when we come across a word and I say this is the singular, this is the plural, then you write down the singular and the plural, so you know if you're trying to think what is the plural form, you do have it in a place where you can reference and get it back easy. Okay, so that was Na'am hunna akhawatun. They are sisters. And then the next question that is asked is Man abuhunna? Man abuhunna? Who is their father? Abuhu, abuha, let's put it in the Arabic pronouns. Abuhu, abuhuma, abuhum. Abuha, abuhuma, abuhunna. Sixth one in the row. So abuhunna. because obviously they are sisters, so they have one father. Generally, it's understood they're going to be having one father, even though the mother may have had 10 husbands over time, so they are all are from different fathers, but we're talking about a normal situation over here. So Abu Hunna, we're not saying man aba'u, we're not using plural fathers. We're saying who is the father of all of these girls. So Abu is singular, Hunna is plural. Who is the father of these girls? Then the reply given is Abu Hunna Ash-Shaykhu Bilalun. Abu Hunna Ash-Shaykhu Bilalun. Ummuhunna Ustadati. Their father is Sheikh Bilal. Sheikh Bilal, whether he's Sheikh Bilal or whether he's an old man named Bilal. But in the context here, we understand that the father is an alim. He's Sheikh Bilal. He's the Bilal. Whether you want to use it in the term, he's the Bilal, as in he makes the adhan or whatever. But the point being that here in this context, his name is Bilal. He's Sheikh Bilal. Bilal, whatever you want to give his surname. Sheikh Bilal over there at the masjid, the Imam over there, that's their father. And Ummuhunna, their mother. So Abuhunna, Ummuhunna, Abuhu, Ummuhu, Abuha, Ummuha. Simple, straightforward, same thing that we did before in a singular form. You're just taking that same pronoun and making it plural. That's all. So Ummuhunna, their mother. Ummuhunna Ustadati. Ustadun, masculine. Ustadatun, feminine. Ustadi, masculine, my masculine teacher, my male teacher. Ustadati, my female teacher. So, Ummuhunna Ustadati, their mother is my teacher. So, their father is Sheikh Bilal and their mother is my teacher. Aina baytuhunna, where is their house? بيتهن قريب من المدرسة. قريب من المدرسة. قريب من المدرسة. Their house is close to the madrasa. بيتهن قريب من المدرسة. Their house is close to the school. So بيت, بيته, بيتها, بيتهن. Baytuhum, masculine as we did before. So baytu, and you're just taking hunna, attaching it on. So baytuhunna, their house. All those women, it's their house. Baytuhum, all those men, it's their house. Baytuha, that one woman, it's her house. Baytuhu, that one man, it's his house. Simple, it's straightforward. It's nothing which is difficult. You're taking a template, you're taking 2 blocks and you're putting the blocks together. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. It's like as simple as that. Basic sums, so too is it so basic in reality. You're taking a word and you're just plucking the next one onto it, and it's becoming a plural form. So baytun, which remains singular, and hunna, which is plural, the house belonging to all of them. So baytuhunna, their house, is close to the school. So moving on now, it says tamarino, exercises. Exercise number 1, حول المبتدأ في الجمل الآتية إلى جمع كما هو موضح في المثال. He says, change the mubtada in the following sentences to the plural form, like how it is shown to you in the example. So see what he means here. مثال هذه بنت. Example, this is a girl. هؤلاء بنات. هؤلاء بنات. These are girls. So bintun, banatun. What I mentioned, I was going to mention here, looking at the plural forms, it's better to look at it in this way here. That's why I left it until now. So before we go any further, let me just point out female plural pattern. So bintun, banatun, bintun. What is changing here? How is bintun changing? The noon is separating from the ta and an alif is coming in. Banatun, banatun, bintun. Talibatun, talibatun. The last letter detaches itself and an alif comes in. So talibatun, talibatun. mudarrisatun, mudarrisatun, tabibatun, tabibatun, muslimatun, muslimatun. And you can take your pick of words. Mumarridatun, mumarridatun, muhandisatun, muhandisatun. That's it. Simplest of simple things. You follow the pattern. Muslimatun, tabibatun, mudarrisatun, talibatun, mujtahidatun, banatun, etc., etc. It's following the same pattern all over. So to change a word from singular feminine to plural feminine is the easiest thing in the world. As you are seeing here, detach the last letter, put an alif in, and obviously the harakat changes accordingly. Mudarri, mudarri. Tali, tali. Ba is there, but because of the alif becomes ba, tali, batun. That's it. Mudarri, satun, mudarri, satun. Tabi, batun, tabi, batun. Simplest, littlest of changes is taking place in a feminine plural. So that's what he's basically telling you to do. So هذه طالبة, you want you to say هؤلاء طالبات. هؤلاء طالبات. Don't come say هذه طالبات, because obviously you're talking about plural female students, so you got to use the directive pronoun which corresponds to the number. So طالبات is plural, طالبة was singular, hence هذه is singular. So here in this case, هؤلاء طالبات, these are female students. هذه مدرسة, this is a female teacher. هؤلاء مدرسات, these are female teachers. Number 3, هذه طبيبة, this is a female doctor. هؤلاء طبيبات, these are female doctors. Number 4, هذه مسلمة, this is a Muslima, a Muslim. As you know, in English you don't have Muslim male and Muslim female, because Muslim remains Muslim in English. In Arabic, Muslimun, Muslimatun. The word itself tells you the gender. So this is a Muslima. هؤلاء مسلمات, these are Muslimas. And that's the end of page 74. Let's do the rest of them till the end here. Number 5, هذه زوجة. This is a spouse, that is a wife, at least I should say. هذه زوجة. هؤلاء زوجات. زوجات. Small ta becomes a big ta, but the ta detaches, the alif comes in. زوجات. زوجات. هذه أخت. But ukhtun changes slightly. You remember when we did akhun? Akhun also changed akhuhu, a waw came in. So هذه ukhtun. هؤلاء akhawatun. Because if you were to say هؤلاء akhatun. Akhatun? No. Obviously, the patterns and things need to follow rules to make it easy for pronunciation as well. So ukhtun, akhawatun. Certain ones you just memorize in this way. Akhawatun, هذه ukhtun, this is a sister. هؤلاء akhawatun, these are sisters. Number 7, هذه fatatun. We did this word earlier. When I told you, you could picture the word in your mind. Fatatun, a young girl. Haulai fatayatun. Fatayatun. Because words which are hurufi illa, as they would be called in Arabic, naughty letters as some people translate them in English, sick letters as others call it, which is a alif, a waw, and a ya. When it's an original letter in a sentence, in the case like this here, then they tend to change according to the situation. But anyway, so for the purpose of what we're doing right now, just memorize the singular form and how it changes to the plural. So fatatun becomes fatayatun, akhawatun, zawjatun. Same thing. But now here's slightly different. So number 8, هذه جديدة. This is new. This one had a little bit of Okay, let me not delve into that ruling because that will come at a later stage. Jama'a ghayra aqil, as it's known, plural for non-sentient beings, but we'll do that at the latest time. Let's just use the plural form regardless. So, هذه جديدة, this is a new female. Let's say it's a new female teacher, new female whatever. هذه جديدة. هؤلاء جدد. Remember, we discussed previously that jadidun for masculine, jadidatun is feminine, but the plural masculine is jududun, and the plural feminine, yes, you are saying is jududun. While you could get away with saying jadidatun, but it's not used in normal usage to say a word like that. So jududun is used both for masculine and for feminine. The way haulai is used both for masculine and feminine. So haulai jududun. So if you were to see a sentence just saying haulai jududun, you wouldn't be able to tell if it's speaking about men or women. You'd have to follow the context of the sentence to understand. Are you talking about, for example, you're talking about the new teachers, haulai jududun. They are new, like that. So you introduce them, this is so and so, this is so and so, this is Maryam, this is Fatima, this is Aisha, and this is it. Haulai jududun. Then you understand from the context you're speaking about women. But if the words just stood there, haulai jududun, it could be referring to men or to women. So that is jadidatun becomes jududun, like jadidun becomes jududun. Number 9, hadihi kabiratun. Plural is haulai kibarun. Certain of these have got the capability of changing, like kabiratun, for example, but it's not again they're used in that much in usage. So you stick to what the book tells you here, and you use this as far as your usage is concerned. So hadihi kabiratun, this is a big woman. Haulai kibarun, these are big women. Now same thing applies here. Kibarun is used for masculine. So hada kabirun, haulai kibarun, referring to men. Hadihi kabiratun, haulai kibarun, referring to women. So the plural forms are exactly the same. Number 10, هذه صغيرة. This is a small woman, small girl. هؤلاء صغار. Same like the masculine. صغار, كبار are all the used both for masculine and feminine. And the last one for tonight, هذه طويلة. هؤلاء طوال. We did طوال, صغار, كبار, and جدد in the masculine type. So for the purpose here, he's giving you these 4 to show you that there are certain words where the plural form is used interchangeably both for masculine and for feminine. And he gave you these 4. There are others, and amongst these you will find those that can طويلة, طويلات, صغيرة, صغيرات, for example. You'll find things like that. But for the purpose of the usage of the book, we'll stick to what the book says so that going forward, you are in the safe zone with your usage. So for plural masculine or feminine, you'll say jududun. Plural masculine or feminine, you'll say kibarun, sigarun, and tiwalun. And that's all we have for now. So basically, what is, if we were to summarize the feminine forms, بنات طالبات مدرسات طبيبات مسلمات زوجات أخوات فتيات, simple form, and then some of them which are interchangeable, which, or at least I should say, which is shared both for masculine and for feminine. Unlike masculine, we got multiple patterns like this. Here you have essentially one pattern and a shared one. And we'll stop on this point here, inshallah ta'ala. As you can see, we've still got quite a bit. We'll probably run the whole year out before we end up completing level. Wait, the year is already out. What am I talking? So we'll run well into January with this one. But anyway, we on page 75. You have a chance to read over the following words. Number 2, exercise number 2, اقرأ واكتب, read and write. If you can read and understand what it says, all the better. But if not, we'll do that in our next class, inshallah. But that being that, we then ending on this point here, inshallah ta'ala, until next time when we end and we say, وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.